And the first card that comes up is, in this particular deck, is called the Crone, but it's the same as the Strength card in traditional tarot. So the universe is saying we want you to have strength towards the middle of January. Here's the wise old woman, and she has inner strength, but she has her lion for compassion and for passion. And this card usually reminds me of Leo because there is a lion in it. So maybe the strength of a Leo, if you know one. This card usually comes forth when it shows how to have inner strength to overcome obstacles through your sheer willpower and determination. So the universe is saying, yeah, you can do it. You have it. You just need to recognize it again. I think some of you are on a journey here where you're needing to have a lot of confidence and courage. And this particular card is coming forth to say that it's encouraging your own ability to take control of a situation and bring it to a favorable conclusion. So there must, for some of you, be situations out there that you have not felt control of. That's what I'm getting, is that you have felt like that your voice or your message or your bottom line, if it's been in a business situation, that you've not been heard for some reason. I don't know why. This Capricorn, you guys are usually pretty grounded, and I'm saying this is just for some people, some Capricorns, but it is coming up. You know, it's almost like I'm seeing a vision of like there are different piles of, there's a different pile of paper for each particular organization in the company. And for some reason, this is just an archetype it's showing me. And for some reason, your particular message has either been put on bottom or it's just not near the top. And so you're not being taken a look at in a serious manner. And I think that's, you know, what this is saying here is continue to keep your inner strength, because I think that some of you are actually going to, if it's a business situation, I think some of you are going to be given opportunities to be promoted. I think some of you are going to be able to financially purchase either a business or a stake in a business. And I feel like too, I'm getting my, like above my chest, the lower throat area, let's just say that. So take control also of your health. Any of you that have had, this could be any health problem. I was getting my throat and chest, but also any type of mobility issues, regaining strength after, you know, the holidays or after even surgery, or that would normally be the Four of Swords, but it's coming up through this card. Eating right, exercising again. And the caution here is what I'm hearing is not to over-exercise, but to overdo it. Build your strength back up. Okay, that's interesting that came out of that particular card, but you never know what does. So the next card that to come up is the King of Wands, and the Wands card are, of course, all about your work, the inspiration, the message you put out in the world. And the King is the master of this. He's very creative. He's confident. He's an advisor, a mentor, a business person who's just been like, you know, let's say you're playing chess. He just knows the right move to make. He's a creative thinker. That could also be the King of Swords, but it's coming out in this particular card. He could be a counselor or a business consultant. You know, this could be someone that's consulting you. This would be a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. So this would be a fire sign for sure. So, you know, when I was talking about Leo in this card, it's interesting. Oftentimes this card reminds me of Leo, and I don't know why, because it really represents all three of the fire signs, Sagittarius and Aries included. But I'm just saying, if you know someone that's a Leo or someone that is a fire sign or has the aspects of the passion and the confidence and the courage, and they're like a mentor to you. they're like a business mentor or someone you can go to for solutions, then I feel like they're here to, um, I'm hearing the word protagonist too. I was going to say, I feel like they're here to help you. I'm also hearing the word protagonist. So someone who is stirring things up, and maybe it feels uncomfortable for you. This could be a supervisor, someone you work with, or someone within the inner knowings of the company, stirring things up. And then I'm hearing the word villainous. So someone who has, not a villain really, but that word villainous, I'm not even sure if that's a word. Is that a word? Well, yeah, they have villainous characteristics, possibly, maybe in that context. Characteristics. So someone who is out to cheat, steal, lie. It could certainly be this card as well. Certainly be this person. So whichever Capricorn you are, it feels like to me it could be some of you may have someone that's very much like a mentor, counselor, very helpful to you, and then others of you feel like that they have some underhanded ways about them. Interesting. I'm contemplating on that because here's the strength that they're asking you for. So it could be maybe this is saying, "Hey, stand up for yourself." Because this is, of course, this is the wand, so it has the most red, the most fire, doesn't it? Yeah, I just feel like this could be someone who you need to contend with. And let me know in the comments below if is this someone that has been contentious, or is this someone who's been very much in your corner, supportive of you? Interesting. But I look at this next card, the Two of Swords, and so I have to think, well, this card is about negotiation, contracts, compromise to keep the peace. And so it might be that this is you, this is someone else, and this is what you all have been trying to accomplish, or what's needed to resolve out of this. And for the greater good of everyone, this card comes along when it's like, okay, you all need to resolve this, but it's not only just for yourselves, it's for the greater good of business, it's for the greater good of your household, it's for those of you who have house repair issues, or you've built a home and it's not completely the way, let's just say it has leaks. This needs to be settled. Sometimes it talks about a smaller pay increase or less pay than you originally wanted in a position. But again, it's for the good of the company, or, you're being told it's for the good of the company if you take less pay. That could be one of the scenarios here. It's really indicating, delicate situation probably at work. Said it could be home earlier. Your home can be about your business too. I mean, that's because if you're building a home and the contractor doesn't show up, or they're moving very slowly or at tortoise pace, then that is business. But this very much does feel about your work. It's about uncomfortable truths. It's being uncomfortable with this situation that you're going to have to negotiate, talk about, come to terms with, compromise. And this, that's why this card, the beginning of this reading, the strength card comes up, because it's saying, okay, you're going to need your strength because you're dealing with, and again, this could be someone to help you or someone that's the person that you're having to deal with, because then the compromise part comes up. And this bird is a starling, and it's a symbol of communication, strength, and peace, and it flies overhead. So see, it's really wanting the strength to come back to the situation. What am I noticing when I look at these cards? Well, interestingly enough, I'm looking at all three of the ground, the feet of the lion. Here's the ferret who's hanging on his robe, and then the sword here, and these guys standing. So it feels like very much taking a strong stance and being grounded, not being in your headspace and thinking too much, but being very practical and organized and know where your strengths are, Capricorn. And by the way, this particular card comes after the Chariot card, by the way. So the Chariot card comes when we've moved past obstacles and we're ready to forge a new path. Well, then the universe is asking for strength. So some of you have done that. You still have some more negotiations and some uncomfortable situations to figure out, but you can do it. Then after you do all that, then comes the Holly King in this particular deck, but really what it is the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is looking up inside your inner awareness. Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? It's taking time to contemplate, to focus on yourself and what's been going on. Is this in my best interest? Is this in my highest interest? Am I making the right move at my company? Should I stay at this company? Should I stay in this relationship? Should I, my spirituality or my religion, or it can be about anything, my children. It can be about all of those things of really looking inside of yourself and introspection for enlightenment, personal growth. So it feels like that. Sometimes we need to discover our own path, right? And I feel like you guys are on that road of doing that, and especially towards the end of, excuse me, that was a lot there, especially towards the end of January. You're wanting to discover a new path for yourself. It shows evolution of thought, growth, like I said earlier, a need for introspection, and finding a new path. So this could all take place, and then you've negotiated, but you're ready to, out of this has come maybe creative ideas and enlightenment, or you're going to take the time, be the Hermit card for a while, find your own solutions for your personal growth. We could say, well, this is about business. Yes, it could be. It could be about your family, but it's about you in particular, Capricorn, your personal growth, your enlightenment. Let's pull some clarification cards. Well, I can't tell you again how many times this comes up. The Strength card, I'm using this particular deck. This is the Hanson Roberts deck, and this is the Greenwich Tarot deck. So what happened here is I shuffled, and the Strength card in this deck came up. Boy, oh boy, is the universe really wanting you to be aware of your confidence and your courage and take control of your life. See the lion in both, and then the woman in both. And this one has an infinity symbol above her head. So she knows the truth. She's being very compassionate with the lion who's ready to roar. But she needs to find the balance. There's a balance between roaring and being assertive and aggressive, and being, very just level-headed and balanced. So that's pretty interesting, you guys. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else comes up for you. This card wanted to come out a minute ago. The Six of Cups. Okay, well, the Six of Cups is about harmony in our heart. It's about remembering childhood memories, what we did when we were a child, of the playful times, the happy times. Does this person remind you of someone in your childhood? I mean, that could be too. Maybe there was someone who was a little bit mischievous. These kids are adorable. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying what this could be. Usually it's, like our heart is open and we remember the past, and we feel like children, or we feel, our childlike essence. But I'm just saying it could be that this person, sometimes there are childhood memories that are different, that are not as positive. So, and then this card wanted to come out at the same time. Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is about fantasy, about opportunities, or what way an opportunity can go. Over fantasizing, seeing more into it than there are, being given so much opportunity that you're seeing the bells and whistles instead of what the situation really is. So this feels to me like a caution card is to be wary of that. The 7 again comes up as introspection and not to jump at anything that seems like, especially when you're negotiating here or if you're needing to negotiate. Be practical. Again, that Capricorn, the Capricorn characteristic plays well here. And then the 2 of Pentacles comes up. So yeah, you're going to need to make choices. You're going to need to balance things, balance situations, balance your life. There's a lot of water here, so it's the waves need to calm down some. You know, I said balance earlier. This can mean 2 opportunities. This can mean 2 decisions. But you see, he's not ready yet. He doesn't have his eyes open. He's just juggling at this point. And it feels like these guys are doing the same thing with their eyes open. They're taking their certain stances, but it's just not ready to come to light. But it will. There's a conclusion. Let's see what the resolution card is for this. Okay, the Hanged Man in reverse. So using the Hanged Man means taking a pause and seeing things differently. This is what it looks like upright. And so he's hanging there of his own accord because he wants to take a time out. And he wants to meditate on it. He wants to see things 180-degree different. And when it's in reverse, he's right side up. So he's ready to get after it again. He's ready to come to the conclusion. You've done maybe this card helps here, going into your own path, going into your inner awareness is starting to come up. And you're starting to see the light. See, there is light around him, a halo around his head, if you can see that, a very light yellow halo. So maybe it is that you're starting to come to your own conclusions. There's wreaths. I always feel like wreaths are part of celebration. It's also like he's dancing. Okay, and then the 2 of Cups comes up. So the 2 of Cups is usually like-minded and doing things the same, like-minded. It's very much a heartwarming card. It can be a romantic relationship, but it can be that we've come to peace, we've opened our hearts, and there's harmony in this. Draw a resolution card for this particular card. The Justice card comes up. Well, the Justice is the resolution. Okay, well, this can be if any of you all are in the legal or if this has become a legal situation, because we are talking about negotiation and contracts. So the Justice card can be like a judge or the legal system. It has the Libra balance here, the scales. So a calling, again, yeah, I keep getting that throughout this reading for you all, Capricorn. Second half of January, a need for balance, diplomacy. And that's what the 2 right here is. 2 in numerology is about being diplomatic, being patient, working with others, very congenial-like. And so if this is a legal issue that's come up, then we'll draw a card for this. But I feel like that there will be fairness. Let's just say that. This card also indicates fairness. All right, and then the King of Pentacles comes up. So that's an earth sign king. That's a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So I feel like this is you, Capricorn. This is man or woman, but the Capricorn king, well, it feels like he is. He's mastered his property, his money, his health, his finances, negotiations. He's, I feel like you can, if you're fair, if everyone is fair, everyone can look at this situation and see it as, okay, how can it benefit all? Then I feel like you will feel, as will the others, but you'll own your Capricorn Pentacle king-like essence. The king is again the master. So let's pull one for the Holy King. 7 of Pentacles. Well, the 7 of Pentacles is about taking a rest, a little bit of time out. And again, this has to do with, it's a pentacle just like this guy. So that makes sense. Taking a rest, taking a time out, not aborting a mission or a project or plan. But as you can see, he has his arms down. He's tired. He's been working hard. And go into this hermit-like mode. I mean, not forever, of course, but for a little while, just to come up with a better choice for yourself, a better path for yourself. All right, Capricorn. Well, that was interesting. I do feel like in this situation, you need to stand up for yourself. That I feel like balance and diplomacy is coming up for you.